everybody, welcome to Key Stage 2 and Tween and Teen Yoga with me, Lisa from Yoga Pebbles. I hope everyone is having a really good day. So firstly, we're just going to sit on our mats, finding a comfortable position, and that could be with your legs crossed, or it could be sitting with both knees over to one side, wriggling our shoulders down our back. And beginning with 3 opening breaths to our heart, placing the hands behind the knees, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, and breathing out. Thinking today about a sankalpa, which is an intention for our practice. Your intention could be peace, love, strength, focus, or just general well-being. And we're going to set our intention with our lotus flower breath. So if we bring our hands to our heart, palms touching, gently press the little finger and the thumbs together, but separate the rest of the fingers to create a flower shape. Looking into your lotus flower at your heart, thinking about your sankalpa today. Breathing in that word as you reach your lotus flower up to the sky, closing your petals, bringing it down to your heart to plant your seed. Opening your petals, bringing the lotus flower up towards the sky, closing the petals, bringing that down towards your heart. And final time, opening your lotus flower, planting your seed, bringing it all the way up, closing your flower, bringing it all the way down. Keeping our eyes closed, asking ourselves today what it means to have good well-being and to be mentally healthy, and knowing that yoga is one of those tools that can help us with that. Bringing the hands on the knees, warming up the shoulders, the spine, the torso and the chest as we go round in circles one way, and round in circles the other way. And then coming to a still shape in the center and creating a wave with the top half of our body as we lead with the chin, tucking the chin in, rounding the spine as we lean back, lifting the chin, leading with the chin as we arch the spine as we come forward. Following it with the breath, breathing in as we lean back, breathing out as we reach forward. Breathing in as we lean back. Breathing out as we reach forwards. Last time, breathing in as we arch the spine towards the back of the room. And coming forwards. Leaving the head down towards the floor, just shaking the neck to relieve any tension. And then bringing yourself up to a seated shape. Breathing the hands up, bring the palms together. Opening the palms, crossing the midline. Placing the hand on the opposite knee as you stretch behind you. Maybe turning around to look towards your back shoulder. Feeling that nice gentle opening in the side of your body to help relieve any stuck emotions. Breathing the hands up towards the ceiling, opening the hands as you repeat it on the other side. Maybe with each in-breath, finding more space. With each out-breath, maybe finding some more movement in the side body. Breathing the hands in, and then circling the wrists all the way down. And then bringing the hands in front, tucking the thumb in, circling the wrists one way and the other. And then giving the hands a shake. And then coming over onto our hands and knees. Finding our box shape. Placing the hands underneath the wrists underneath the elbows underneath the shoulders, but without locking the arms. And following that wave pattern with our torso as we breathe in for our cat shape. And breathe out for our cow. Keeping the soft bend in the elbows. Breathing in, lifting the spine towards the ceiling. Breathing out, lifting the tailbone and the head, keeping the shoulders away from the ears if you can. Breathing in and breathing out. Sinking the hips all the way back. And then rounding the spine as you come forwards. Then dipping the spine as you sink the hips back towards the heels. Following that with your breath pattern. Maybe breathing in as you come over the wrists. Breathing out as you come back towards the heels. Keeping this movement nice and soft, nice and fluid in your own time. And one more time, coming all the way over onto the hands. And then sinking all the way back this time onto the heels. Gently separating the knees and walking the hands forward a few inches until you're in a place where you can rest your forehead down on the ground, using a block for your head if you need to. And gently looking at the hands as you walk the hands towards the knees. Coming back onto your hands and your knees in your tabletop. Bringing the knees together and just swishing the hips from side to side, just to warm up the tops of the legs and the hip and the pelvis. A few times each side. And then we're going to transition to our downward dog, so tucking our toes, lifting our hips towards the sky, paddling the legs a few times as you reach the heels one down and the other in an alternate pattern. And then finding a still downward dog, maybe shaking the head and nodding the head to relieve any tension, finding your breath. Bending the knees if you need to. And then transitioning to the top of your mat, walking, stepping or jumping. When you get there, folding the arms, holding the elbows, tucking the head, swinging gently from side to side for your ragdoll. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Letting the hands dangle, we're going to uncurl the body, keeping the head tucked in, the chin gently on the chest, bending the knees, lifting the body, nice and slowly in your own time. Coming all the way up to standing, bringing the arms around the side of the body, bringing your palms together, bringing your sankalpa back to your heart and closing your eyes, reminding yourself of your word, checking in with your breath, knowing that yoga is one of those tools that can help navigate us through the choppy waters of our sometimes busy minds. And then letting the hands float down by the sides of the body. Stepping forwards onto the front of your mat, ready for a nice sun salutation flow. Breathing in, bringing the hands all the way up to meet above your head. Pouring down the centre of your body, letting everything fall out of the top of your head as you get towards the floor. Placing the hands on the floor, stepping the feet back into your downward dog shape. Lifting the hips towards the sky. Breathing here. Rolling forwards over the toes, dropping the knees if you need to. Lowering the chest and the chin, scooping the body forwards into a baby cobra. Breathing here, tucking the elbows in towards the body. Tucking the toes, lifting the crown of the head and the hips towards the sky as you find your downward dog once more. Looking towards the hands, walking the feet towards the hands. Breathing in as you slide the hands halfway up the legs. Breathing out, bending the knees, bringing the hands and body all the way back up towards the sky, bringing your hands to your heart. Repeating that on the other side. Breathing in, bringing the hands all the way up, pouring down the center of your body, letting the tension melt away. This time stepping back with the left leg and the right into your downward facing dog. Breathing here for 2 breaths. Rolling over the toes, floating the knees down, untucking the feet, lowering the chest and the chin as you scoop the body forwards into your cobra. Tucking the head, pouring the body back into your downward facing dog. Shuffling your feet, finding a comfortable place to rest for 2 breaths. Looking towards the hands, stepping, walking or jumping towards your forward fold. Breathing in, sliding the hands halfway up the legs. Breathing out, soft bend in the knee, flying your hands all the way round the side and bringing your hands to your heart, closing the eyes, checking in, noticing your breath, repeating your sankalpa to yourself and opening the eyes and bringing the hands all the way down. Giving the body a little shake, maybe moving the legs from side to side, swinging the legs, swinging the hips, just shaking the tissues and the muscles. Lovely. We're going to explore our warrior. Our warrior postures give us strength and make us feel connected to the ground, which can give us some focus if our minds are very busy. So we're going to step back with the right leg, and we're going to press the toes into the mat, strong back leg, soft bend in the front knee, breathing the arms up. Imagine you've got a big beach ball between your hands, dropping the shoulders back down into the sockets, gaze focusing forwards, tucking the tailbone in, breathing here. On your next out breath, opening the hands to find your warrior 2, angling the back foot towards the long edge of your mat, sinking down towards the front hand. Feeling in charge of your own destiny, your own mind. You can create positive energy, positive thoughts, and positive actions. Bending this front arm, just gently resting it on the front thigh and bringing the back arm up to find your side angle. Maybe your gaze is looking down towards your front foot. Breathing here. Then floating back up to your warrior 2. Replacing the hands down and stepping forward with your front leg. Repeating that on the other side. Stepping back with your opposite leg. Finding your comfortable feet position. Strong back leg, tailbone tucked under, sweeping the torso round towards the front leg without force, with gentleness. Breathing the arms up, finding that beach ball between your hands. Feeling the mat peeling away between your feet. Finding your breathing. Breathing in. Exhaling the arms out, turning the back toes towards the long edge of your mat. Sinking down a little bit further if you want to, over your front foot. Feeling the stillness you're creating in your body, yet noticing the breath moving to support you in these shapes. Breathing in, bending the front arm to rest on the front thigh, lifting the back arm up, reaching towards the sky for your side angle shape. Maybe your gaze is looking down at your front foot. And then breathing back up into your warrior two. Floating the arms all the way down and stepping forwards towards your mountain shape. We're going to transition down towards the ground. So we're going to roll down, finding the heaviness of the head, tucking the chin in, soft bend in the knees, bringing the shoulders down with the head, letting the hands swing forwards towards the feet, noticing the spine joining in, noticing all the vertebrae curling down towards the earth, bending the knees as much as you need to until you come towards the ground, placing the hands on the floor and stepping back to find your kneeling shape. Excellent, everybody. Just taking a few breaths here, resting the hands, turning the hands over to the sky, pressing the ring finger and the little thumb together and resting them on your knees to find our Earth Mudra, the one that grounds us to the earth. Breathing in here, your intention for your practice today. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing out. Gently opening the eyes, releasing the fingers and transitioning down onto our bottom, swinging the hips over one side until our legs come out in front of us. And from this shape, we're going to explore our forward fold, making sure our toes are pointing up towards the sky as we breathe our arms up, soft bend in the knees and float over the legs, coming down as far as is comfortable for your body, letting the hands rest wherever they wish, and then when you arrive, tucking your head in, feeling that lovely stretch down the center of your spine, from the crown of your head, down your neck, your cervical spine, your thoracic spine, ending up in your lumbar spine and your sacrum. Breathing in, finding some space. Breathing out, maybe coming forwards towards your knees. Closing the eyes. And then gently uncurling. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Stepping the feet apart. Exploring more forward folds in our practice today. Helping our head to be lower than our heart, to tap into our parasympathetic nervous system and switch on all those calm receptors in our body. Bringing the hands together to meet and placing them between the feet. The feet are hip distance apart. Wriggling the hands underneath the ankle bones and walking the feet forward as much as is comfortable for you. Exploring our turtle pose. Breathing in here. Breathing out, folding forward, sliding the hands underneath the legs. Feeling that tightness and tension in the spine melting away with each breath. One more breath here. And then uncurling the head, releasing the hands, and bringing the soles of the feet together as we make a little basket for our toes and tuck our basket underneath our feet. And maybe moving the position of your hips towards your heels more or further back, exploring that for yourself. Sitting up nice and tall and just moving the legs up and down for our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly shape. Releasing any tension in the hip joints. And then slowing that down, maybe resting the elbows on the calf muscle. Breathing in here. And as you breathe out, rounding the spine towards the feet. To find our sleeping Baddha Konasana. Another breath here. Then slowly releasing that as you come all the way up. And we're going to swing the legs around. Sitting back on our heels. Bring our hands all the way up. Pour our intention down into our body. And floating that down towards the ground to find our child shape, our balance. 2 more breaths. And coming to rest with your hands, finding your earth mudra once more, resting that on your thighs. Noticing any change on the inside of your body, the heartbeat, the breath, the emotion, the feeling, the sensation. Releasing the fingers, giving them a wiggle. And then finding whatever shape is comfortable for you for your Shavasana. Lying down on your mat, closing the eyes, releasing any tension in the body. Maybe moving the head from side to side. Making any last minute movements as you settle into this unique shape that only you can teach yourself. Every Shavasana will be different for you every time you arrive. With the eyes closed, gently going to explore, tightening and releasing each part of the body. Starting with the toes, squeezing the toes as tightly as you can and letting them go. Squeezing the feet and the ankles and letting that go with your breath. Squeezing your calves and your knees, pressing them down into the ground beneath you and letting them go. Squeezing the thigh and letting that go. Squeezing both legs all the way from your hips to your toes. Tightness and tension, and let that melt away. Squeezing the sitting bones, squeezing the pelvis and hips, and releasing that with your breath. Squeezing the tummy muscles, and release. Squeezing the hands into fists, making those tight balls of tension, and then releasing the fingers as they float down to the ground. Squeezing the arms, the lower arm, the upper arm, and the shoulders tightly as you can, and release. Squeezing the chest and the collarbone and the shoulder blades, and releasing them. And then squeezing the face, the mouth, the nose, the cheeks, the eyes, the forehead, the scalp, squeezing tightly. And then relaxing all parts of your face to find softness. And then squeezing every single part of your body, from your toes all the way up to the crown of your head. Squeezing as tightly as you can. And then melt down into the ground as you release and breathe out. Sinking down into your mat. Feeling each part of your body becoming heavy as you melt down to find your rest. Gently moving the fingers and the toes, maybe rolling the head from side to side, maybe finding some movement in your arms and legs, rocking from side to side or stretching, and then gently finding your way onto your side, your favourite side, bringing the hands underneath the cheeks for a pillow, or resting the head on an arm, curling the knees towards the chest. And then when you are ready, after your next full round of breath, bringing yourself up to a seated shape. Maybe folding the legs in towards the body, wiggling the hips down into the ground. Finding our hands to our heart for Anjali Mudra. Opening our lotus flower once more. Revisiting our intention. Breathing it up to the sky. Closing your petals, breathing it to your heart. Releasing the fingers, finding your earth mudra once more. Ring finger and thumb lightly touch, floating the hands down onto the knees. The breath of freedom. Fill those lungs with strength, with courage, with glorious guidance of universal mystery. For it is the power of life, the breath of freedom, for your voice can sing to change the world. Breathing your hands up one final time, lightly touching the crown of our head. Kind thoughts for yourself and all others. Kind words for yourself and all others. And kind actions for yourself and all others. Namaste.